by Richa Singh, Omita Onkar, Dr. Nidhi Bhardwaj, Neeru Khera, and Dr. Sumitra Singh. Richa Singh. Richa Singh is an academician, leadership and communication trainer, and image and social presence consultant. Over 17 years. Richa. Dr. Nidhi Bhardwaj. Dr. Nidhi Bhardwaj is distinguished leader working at intersection of entrepreneurship, sustainability, and social impact. Over to Dr. Nidhi.
Finally. Okay, so respected chair, all the dignitaries and all conscious minds here, they are there actually. So we are here to talk about the environment, but this is not only an environment issue. It is a question how we choose to exist as human beings. Around the world, we are designing policies, advancing technologies, and bringing innovation to solve ecological challenges. Yet, in this forward movement, we have overlooked a simple truth. Many of answers we seek globally already exist within our local traditions and indigenous knowledge. Traditional ecology is not a relic of the past, it is living wisdom. It taught us how to coexist with the nature, not dominate it, how to nurture, not exploit it, how to belong, not control. There was a time when nature was not seen as a resource but as a relationship. Water was sacred, forests were protected, the earth was respected, not consumed. Today, however, we face a striking constraint. We are technologically advanced, yet ecologically insecure. We are globally connected, yet disconnected from nature. We have data about the planet, but we have lost our dialogue with it. It is not just a climate crisis, it is a crisis of consciousness. Because when we lose our sense of respect and balance, nature responds not out of anger but out of truth. It reflects the consequences of our action. If we truly seek global solution, we must do three things. First, we must recognize the local wisdom is not inferior to modern science. It complements it. Second, we must bring indigenous traditional practices into mainstreaming. Third, we must realign our lifestyle because sustainability is not achieved in conferences, it is practiced in daily life. At Sri Swami Saran Global Peace Foundation, we believe sustainability begins within. It is an inner awareness that shapes our outer action. So today, I stand before not just to speak, but to invite reflection and action. A call to leaders, a call to thinkers, a call to every individual present here. The earth does not need more words, it needs more aware human beings. And before I conclude, one final thought. The earth is not asking for our sympathy, it is asking for our sincerity. Not tomorrow, not future plans, but now. Because history will not remember how many conferences we attended. It will remember whether we had the courage to change ourselves and even few of us leave here not just informed but transformed, then this gathering will not remain an event. It will become the beginning of the event. Thank you so much, Jai Prakriti. Jai.
Thank you, Dr. Nidhi, for sharing your thoughts. Now I call Neeru Khera. Neeru Khera is an award-winning filmmaker, visual storyteller, and artist researcher. Over to you.
Hello. It's a pleasure and a privilege to be here and to be able to address whatever audience there is left by now. When I was planning, I wanted to come for this. I was wondering, how a filmmaker can connect to this. But then, this last topic of traditional ecology and sustainable global solutions, I realized that what I was doing was right up the street. When we talk about ecology, traditional ecology, we just think about, a fountain, a running river, a beautiful forest. But there is one more ecology which is equally ancient and equally important. Only thing is that it's invisible, and that's the ecology of care. And we care for ourselves, we care for the environment, we care for people around us, and only in doing that can we do something in the world. And to cut everything short, if we have to form global solutions, they are not made in boardrooms. They have to be made after listening to people. And as a filmmaker, I listen. It's not only about telling stories. I tell stories after listening to people. So once I listen, I hear, and then I give my stories. And once the stories are made and they're out there in the open, then the policymakers see it, the institutions see it, and this is how the change comes across. So we need to listen to everybody. We need to have people care. We need to understand. We need to, especially I feel women are very important because all the traditional methods we used to use, we used to say, "Hamare time mein to aise hota tha." Everything used to be so clean, so good, and we never stopped listening to our grandparents. We stopped listening to our mothers. We stopped listening to everybody, and we started doing everything in modern way and stopped listening to lived experiences. So yeah, I think if we go back to that position and we connect with our past, we connect with, especially with women who are very important. They have a very important role in carrying on traditions. So I think we can do a lot for the environment and for the future.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks a lot. Now I'll invite Dr. Sumitra Singh, who is accomplished academician specializing in the intersections of law, society, environment, and climate change. Dr. Sumitra.
बहुत कम ऑडियंस है लेकिन मैं 3 मिनट पे अपनी बात जरूर कहना चाहती हूँ. Dear सज्जनों, ladies and gentlemen, and of course the youngsters here. पूरे विकसित भारत की परिकल्पना, विश्व की चेतना वसुधैव कुटुंबकम ही है, जो कि हमारे संस्कार भी हैं. We have not always talked about ourselves, but we've always talked about how to live in harmony. And speakers before me have talked about how living with nature has been a part of life. So I was born in Mizoram and I was brought up in the northeast, including Sikkim, Arunachal Pradesh, Assam, Meghalaya, and I traveled with my father across the country and also abroad. So there is one concept in Africa which says Ubuntu, which means that I am because we all are. And that perhaps is the great maxim, I would say, in tandem with what we talk about Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. Let me talk about Tamil Nadu, wherein the pastoral lifestyle highlights the harmony between the humans. I went to Ladakh, wherein there are ice stupas, because it's very difficult to stay in ice-clad places. And my father was posted across what is that? The highest motorable road, Khardongla. So beyond Khardongla, Siachen base. वहाँ पर क्या होता है? लोग ice के stupas बनाते हैं. Difficult to imagine, but ऐसा होता है. Let me talk about the step wells and बावलीज of Gujarat and Rajasthan. बहुत गर्मी भी होती है, लेकिन उसका एहसास नहीं होता बावलियों के वजह से. Grew up in Sikkim, I saw that वहाँ पे earthquakes. I was very young that time, but then there were many earthquakes. But then people learned how to do full organic farming and also how to create glass houses which could actually sustain earthquakes. Sacred groves, which is a part of Meghalaya and Kerala. Then there is bamboo drip irrigation in Meghalaya. There is Toda community, again, which talk about the harmony between the human being and the society. Let me talk about the Bishnoi community of Rajasthan, who have ever since known how to bring that harmony between the ecosystem, envisioning, encompassing and endorsing the human beings and also the animals. Have you all, who are present here, have you seen the movie Kantara Chapter 1? That is a perfect example to showcase how human beings learn how to survive with the existing environment. Let me talk about Netherlands, Kenya, Arctic regions, Mexico, Burkina Faso, wherein Zai farming technique, Chinama Pass, and Ifuko rice terraces, they show how to live in harmony, wherein man with a limited mind who lives in the mother nature, exploiting, extrapolating all the resources of the nature, is not able to give it back to the nature. So before this, one of the speakers also talked about right to life and liberty as per Article 21. But that comes only when there is the right to live with dignity and honor. And where is the word dignity in the entire Constitution of India? So we find that in the preamble to the Constitution and also as per Section 2D of the Human Rights Act. No person in the world can survive living a life of no dignity. So, ladies and gentlemen, today's topic, local wisdom for global solutions, can only come when you understand your own law of the land. Because all the treaties, everything, all the conventions, be it the Paris Convention or the Hague Convention, all comes from the customary laws. And that is the law of the land. Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot. Thank you. Now I'll like to invite Omita Omkar. She's a partner and accomplished legal professional with over 18 years of experience. Over to you.
Thank you so much. It is a great pleasure to hear such good speakers, and I was able to join very late, but you were not able to pronounce my surname. I'm Omita Undarkar. I belong to Maharashtra and now married to a Jain family. I'm a lawyer by profession, and what we're talking about today is sustainability and feminine and bridging this gap. What I feel is coming from Maharashtra, that I've seen uh, people to actually live in very, very small, and they are happy in small things. When I came to Delhi in 2006, I saw Delhi as a huge change in my life. It was absolutely different than what I have born and brought up with. Again, then getting married to a Jain family, now I can see that sustainability, what we see, is in their religion, is in their culture. We only talk about sustainability, but Jains are someone who really believe in it. They profess sustainability. Not because that I'm impressed. I do not impress. I'm not impressed by Jainism because there are certain philosophies, there are certain mythological stories which are absolutely delusionary. I don't believe in it, nor my family that wise believes. But yes, there are certain customs which I really like about them. As my mother-in-law, someone else was also talking about their mother-in-laws. Uh, she was talking about gardening. What I see in my mother-in-law is she is very, very sustainable. She has kept herself that okay, I will only have 30 clothes, 30 pair of clothes in my cupboard. So come what may it be she wants to go for a wedding, may it be she wants to go for a funeral, may it be she wants to go for a party, a kitty party, anywhere, her household, she just have this 30 pairs of clothes. Thinking of it, I mean, it might be very ridiculous to understand that a woman may not be having something and therefore she is limiting herself. And this is how she has seen her generations to come. It is not that she has learned it by herself. There's certain things I'm Gujarati by birth. So being coming from a Gujarati family, very fashionable, हर दिन एक नया dress चाहिए, सब कुछ चाहिए. But yes, coming to this family, seeing it, when you see this change, this is what we call it as a sustainable living. So I have learned a lot, and I would really want us all to profess certain things from certain religions, take certain good things. Not that Jainism is very good, not that Hinduism is very good, not that any other religion, but yes, every religion, or for that matter, Indian culture is having good values, good systems. That system needs to be adopted. That system has to go forward. So what we all are talking about, that yes, we need to go back to basics. Our basics are very simple, simple living. We now are, I would say, more commercialized. Western world has come to India and they have given us so much. They are offering us so much. Our kids are having so much. Everything in excess. May it be food, may it be toys, may it be books, may it be anything. Everything is excess. We need to cut ourselves down. We need to make, if we want really to make some change, we need to make change in our kids, or in our coming generation. So certain things which we need to profess and certain things which we profess when will be learned by our coming generation, that is where I think we can make the change. Mothers are only people who can make the change. Women are said to be, they are the ones who are taking the bit ahead. So I wish all the women to please be that beacon who is actually professing sustainability. If we profess sustainability, that is what we can go ahead and that is how the future will change.
Thank you all the speakers, and I'll request Dr. Ramil to please have a seat. Dr. Nidhi Bhardwaj. Neeru Khera. Dr. Sumitra Singh. Dr. Sumitra Singh. Omita Narkar. All of you please come on the stage for our grouping. Coming to our last session, I like